Hello, everyone. This is another series of news you can use. So we have some fantastic updates here. If I could just open the link anytime now, thank you. My computer's a little slow today. So we're going to start off with a group of students who raised funds to purchase a wheelchair for their school in a very creative way. So it goes like this. Students collectively raised funds to purchase a wheelchair for peers. The school-wide Kiss a Pig wheelchair fundraiser occurred in late October with the intent of purchasing a wheelchair for a high school. MTHS students did not disappoint. With this information, let me see here, the 6 teachers were asked to volunteer to kiss a pig in exchange for donations by the students. Rach Littleton, Dakota Scott, Corey Payton, Phil McNamara, Marianne Carson, Joanna Stitt, and Sarah Randolph. During the lunch period, students were able to place money in the jars with teachers' names. At the end of the week, the teacher with the most donations agreed to kiss a pig during the school-wide pep rally. Ay, ay, ay. So, throughout the week of October 17th, the students' body donated a total of $676 towards the purchase of a new wheelchair. During the school pep rally, it was announced that the social studies teacher, Scott, was the winning teacher and presented a 5-pound piglet provided by Huff Farms to kiss. Hooray for Scott. And there's a great picture of him kissing the pig. So it seems like the students exceeded their expectations on the fundraiser and were able to purchase a new wheelchair for the school for students who might be in need of using the wheelchair during the day. So congratulations to you. Here you're giving us all a good example and a new idea on how to raise funds for a wheelchair. All right, here is another piece from, let's see, Accessible Gardens allow wheelchair users to smell the roses or the coffee. So Kay Peterson can actually enjoy the rain in her garden. It's one of the things she likes the most about it. As a wheelchair user, she doesn't go out in wet weather much as her powered chair stops working. So it's really nice to be able to enjoy her garden when it's raining, she said. Patterson's Garden is one of 20 garden spaces around Uckland featured in Uckland Garden Design Fest. So this is really cool. They set up, some higher gardens so that people could enjoy or plant, rather than designing the garden to have accessibility attached to it. It was about creating the pleasure of movement to create space, White said. After the internal accessible house modifications were finished, the work on the garden began December 2021. The entire project, including the front and back garden spaces, was completed 6 weeks ago. It looks beautiful, and I will certainly leave the links here so you can take a look, maybe get some ideas for your own house. So that's great. Keep on enjoying that garden, people. There is another topic here which we have covered, but just so you know where we're at and what things are spreading. So on CNN Travel, the title, The Airline Passengers Getting Unacceptable Treatment. So we have spoken about this before. So here we go. It has definitely gotten worse since the pandemic, says Robert Castigliani, Director of Reduced Mobility Rights, which advocates for disabled travelers. Staff shortages are not the only impact on not enough, assistance dedicated agent says. where airports have seen shortages in security staff, there are very long lines to go through. So we're also stuck with the lines and our disability and lack of staff. So disabilities affect roughly 1 in 5 of the population, and there are many passengers who use what's termed special assistance when moving through the airports. Of course, around 27 million passengers with disabilities flew through U.S. airports in 2019, according to the Department of Transportation, the DOT. So imagine that. That was pre-pandemic. Can you imagine now how many of us are flying through the airport? In June, a passenger who had booked special assistance died at London's Gatwick Airport when he decided to make his way into the terminal unaided instead of waiting for assistance. A staff member had arrived at the gate to take 3 passengers to a buggy and had already taken the first person when the man decided to walk. The airport has launched an investigation into the incident. So, folks, let's try to stay alive here and be safe. I know that traveling gets difficult, but we don't have to go to those extremes. So I want everybody to be safe and to get to their destination, regardless of how difficult it gets, you know. So, yes, I have to ask that people not take risks that are completely unnecessary, you know, because there's a reason why we're in wheelchairs. There's a reason why, you know, we take it easy. And I think that we have to due to our conditions. So, you know, Blanket, one of the passengers, I guess, says that people on the ground need to be better trained and sensitive. Ask the person concerned what's the best form to help you can give. So, yeah, that's really important to figure out, not to tell us how they're going to help us, but what can they do, you know, to help us. So we really don't want people to take unnecessary risks. We have to be patient. Traveling is not easy. And hopefully they will continue to hear us through legislation, hear us through hearing sessions, hear us through, you know, whatever we can muster to let them know that, yes, they need to provide more assistance on time, hire people. There are people out there who need jobs and would be happy to be probably to be well trained and to give support to people who are in need. So think about that. Think about how you will hire people to give us the aid we need in traveling through your airports, because this benefits everyone, the airlines, the airport, the hotels, and everyone else who serves us as we travel. So hopefully we'll continue to get help in that department. I want to add this piece to News You Can Use because I think it's important. It helps us put things in perspective. As you know, we cover things around the world, and this piece I think is important. So here's the title: Permanent Ramp on Marina for PWDs from Tomorrow. So this is placed in India in a town called Chennai. So the differently abled people are happy for the permanent pathway constructed by the Chennai Corporation, which will be in use from Sunday. They raised concerns over basic amenities lacking in public places for them, including toilets, buses, government buildings, and tourist spots. Imagine that. The government should take such issues into consideration and act at the earliest, they urged. The 235-meter pathway has been built at the cost of, these are in rupees or whatever they use in India, 1.14 crore. Opposite Vivekananda House on the marine beach. Handrails are placed throughout the ramp to help the differently abled and senior citizens. So R. Satish Kumar, member of the Disability Rights Alliance, said every year on International Day of Persons with Disabilities, December 3rd, the Chennai Corporation used to set a temporary ramp for us, and it was only a single day that day. We got to spend time on the beach. For almost 6 years, we urged the civic body authorities to construct a permanent pathway. Later, the government allocated funds recently. So imagine that. They have one small organization called the DRA, Disability Rights Alliance. There's no mention of any laws that would protect, the people, the differently abled, as they call them. So after a lot of struggles by differently abled associations and activists in the city, the government has initiated the permanent ramp on the beach. Similarly, people urge the concerned department to take steps and ensure all public places are disabled friendly. So I think that, when we look at places like India or countries in Africa, we have come a long way. We have come a long way with the ADA. If there's something we really need to push and put it in the courts, the ADA backs us up, and that is awesome. But in countries like India, Kenya, Congo, Tanzania, they don't have those backups. They don't have a structure in their governmental laws that protect the disabled. And this is one of those cases. They fought hard to get this boardwalk. It looks like a boardwalk to me. And that's it. That was the big advance they got. And they stated very clearly, there are other needs, which is incredible. All the basics, toilets, buses, government buildings, and tourist spots. Imagine that in the United States if we were still fighting for this. Incredible. So India and these other countries certainly need our support and a few ideas so they can push things through with a little bit more ease. So hopefully we'll be able to reach out. Hopefully advocates, can reach out to them and give them the support that they need. But I just wanted to add this as comparison to situations in the United States and India, which is incredible. So that is news you can use if you are new here to the site. These news you can use is sponsored by Power Wheelchairs for Success, and my name is Lisa. If you would like to, if you've liked these bits and pieces of news, feel free to like it. When you like a video, it helps spread it through the YouTube circulation machine. And if you want to continue to get announcements on the next video, please subscribe. It is completely free, and you'll get a notification when I post the next video. All right, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next one.